Good morning, Year 2. It's great to see you for our last online maths lesson. Of course, tomorrow you've got the WOW Day to look forward to, and on Friday it's a little bit different in maths, isn't it, as we have Fluency Friday. So I'm really excited to see you flying high in our last maths lesson of learning in this way. So today you're going to be focusing on comparing money. So please pause the video here to write the short date, 3.3.21, and the learning objective, compare money. Well done, Year 2. So thinking about our steps to success today, first of all, you need to find the total value of each amount of money shown. Then find the smallest and greatest amount. So compare the money, thinking about why is that amount greater in comparison to the other amount. Then write less than, more than, or equal to compare each amount. So using the inequality symbols. And lastly, explain your reasoning. So how do you know? So thinking back to yesterday when we were making the same amount of money in more than one way, we're going to have a look at this question in our review phase. So looking at each row here, do these amounts have the same value and how do you know? So for example, in the first question, we are comparing this amount of money with this amount of money here, thinking about whether they have the same value. So please pause the video here to explore this question. Well done, Year 2. So let's have a look together. Here we have £1 and 10p. Here we have £1 and 12p. So they do not have the same value, do they? As this amount here has 2 pence more. Okay, let's have a look at the next question. We have two £5 notes. So 2 times 5 is 10, so we have £10 altogether. Here we have 5 lots of £1 coins, so 5 times 1 equals 5, and another £5 note. We know 5 and 5 equals 10. So these amounts are equal as they both have a value of £10, but they're just represented in different ways. So for example, instead of using another £5 note, here there are 5 £1 coins to show this amount. When having a look at the last question here, we can see that they have a different value. So we have £6 and 43p, which is more than £4 and 63p. They've just used the same numbers to represent different amounts. Okay, so let's explore step 1 together. Which box has the greatest amount of money and how do you know? So what I'd like you to do is pause the video here and first of all find the total amount of money inside each box and then think about using answering the question using the STEM sentence. So has the greatest amount of money. I know this because. So please pause the video here. Well done, Year 2. So let's have a look together. So this first box in box A is £20 and we can see that because there is a £20 note. Looking at box B, I recognise that there are £10 notes and there's 4 lots of them. So 4 times 10 equals 40. So we have £20 and £40 so far. Having a look at box C, we have 50p add 20p. So 5 tens add 2 tens equals 7 tens. Add 5 ones, 75p. So we have 75p here. And then having a look at box D, again, I'm going to begin with the largest coin so I can count on. 5 tens, so 50, add 10 more is 60. Add another 10 here and exchange these 2 5s for a 10p in my head is 70p. 5 more is 75. But of course, we've got some copper coins here and 2 add 1 equals another 5. So here we have 80p. Okay, so having a look here, B has the greatest amount of money, and I know this because £40 is more than £20 and 75p and 80p. I also know that pounds have a higher value than pence, because who can remember how much pence makes £1? Please pause the video here to discuss. Well done, great thinking, Year 2. I'd like you to bear that in mind with the next question that we come on to. So I've purposely haven't clarified that there, as I'd like you to explore it in our next question. So having a look at our next question, the question is, who has the most? So who has the most money? Who has the least money? And how do you know? So Dora has £64, and we know it's pounds from looking at the symbol before the number. And Teddy says, I have 64 pence. So the letter P is telling us that it's pence. So who has the most and who has the least? I'd like you to discuss this question and think about answering using I think has the most because. Okay, so obviously from finding who has the least, you know who has the most. I'd like you to think about what you were just talking about in that last question, thinking about the value of £1. So please pause the video here to discuss your thinking. Well done, Year 2. So let's review this together. So I think Dora has the most because £64 is 100 times greater than 64 pence. I know this because £1 is equal to 100 pence. Okay, so for every pound there is 100 pence. Brilliant. Okay, so on your screen now, Year 2, you can see the step 1 questions to solve in your book. Here we have 1A, B and C. So for each pair, I'd like you to write the greatest amount. And then we have 1D, which involves drawing money and explaining your mathematical thinking. So please pause the video here to solve step 1. Well done, Year 2. I'm really proud of you. Okay, let's have a look at exploring step 2 together. So it says use less than, greater than, or equal to compare the amounts. So what I'd like you to do is pause the video here and first of all, find the total on either side and then compare the amounts using the inequality symbols, okay? Or it could be equal to. Well done, Year 2, great thinking. Okay, so let's review our learning together. So I can see here that we have 4 lots of £2 coins. So 4 times 2 equals £8. I can also see on this side, we have 8 lots of £1 coins and 8 times 1 equals 8. So both of these amounts have an equal value. So the symbol I would be using in the middle to compare is equal. You know, sometimes in the classroom we use our actions, don't we? Okay, let's have a look at the next pair of amounts. So on the left-hand side here, I can see we've got a 50p coin, add a 20p coin, and a 20p coin. So looking at the tens columns, we have 5 tens, add 2 tens, which equals 7 tens. Add another 2 tens equals 9 tens altogether. And 9 tens is the same as 90. So we have 90p here. On the right-hand side, I can see that we have 4 lots of 20p coins. So I'm going to be counting my 2s to help me and you can join in with me. 2, 4, 6, 8. Well done, Year 2. And we know that 8 times 10 equals 80. As we need to make it 10 times greater to count in our 20s. So we know that 90 pence is greater than 80 pence. So as you can see, the greatest part of the symbol is facing the greatest amount, just like here with these cubes. If you've used this to help you remember this morning. Okay, let's have a look at the last pair of amounts that we're comparing. So on the left-hand side, we've got 3 lots of £5 notes. 3 times 5 equals 15. So we have £15 compared with a £20 note. So our inequality symbol has the largest part facing the largest amount, which is £20. Well done, Year 2. Okay, so on your screen now, you can see the step 2 questions to solve in your book. So as you can see, 2B is very similar to the question that we have just explored together. So please pause the video here to solve these questions in your book. Well done, Year 2. Okay, so let's explore step 3 together. So very similar to the last question, except from this time we're looking at it in an abstract way. So we can't see the money, as in pictures of the money, and it's represented in numbers with the symbols instead. Okay, so it says write less than, greater than, or equal to compare the amounts. But similar to when we could see the pictures of the money, we need to find the total of each amount first before we can compare them. So what I'd like you to do is pause the video here, find the total of each amount, and have a think about what symbol are you going to use in the middle to compare the amounts. Well done, Year 2. So we can recognise here that we have £10 and 9 pence compared with £10 and 20 pence. So I notice that they both have £10 because I'll be looking at the pounds first of all as they have the highest value. Similar to when we compare a 2-digit number, we compare by looking at the tens first, as of course there are 10 ones in 110. So looking at the pounds with the greatest value, we've both got £10, so we need to look at the pence. So we have 9 pence compared with 20 pence, which of course we know 20 is greater than 9. So the symbol would be facing, the larger part of the symbol is facing £10 and 20 pence. So we'd read this as £10 and 9 pence is less than £10 and 20 pence. When I was learning when I was younger, I always find that with this symbol here, with less than, it sort of looks like an L, a capital L, an angle, L for less. So that's always helped me remember. I thought I'd mention that in case it helps you remember too. Okay, so let's have a look at the next one here. I'm going to start with the largest value to find the total. So we have £20 and 15 pence here. So, 10 add 5 equals 15. Having a look over here, it starts with the smallest coin to begin with. So I'm going to have a look at the number sentence and find the pound symbol to find the pounds. Brilliant. So £10 at £10 equals £20. If £20, again, like in the last amount. And I'm thinking about the pence now. So we have £20 and pence. We have 5 pence, and 5 pence, and another 5 pence. So 5, 10, 15. We have 15 pence again. So this means, Year 2, that the amounts are equal. So £20 and 15 pence is equal to £20 and 15 pence. Okay, so before you move on to your independent learning in step 3, we have another question to explore together. What could the missing amounts be to make the statements correct? So our first friend here says, I have pounds and pence saved in my bank. And it's greater than our other friend here who has said, I have £9 and 99 pence saved in my bank. So we're thinking about a greater amount than £9 and 99 pence. So I wonder if you can pause the video here and say this sentence aloud, filling in what the missing amount could be to make this statement correct. Well done, Year 2. So I'm going to share an example with you, but of course there are many possibilities. So you might have said, I have £10 and 0 pence saved in my bank. Of course, that is just 1 pence more than what our friend has here, but it is still a greater amount. Okay, let's have a look at our next pair of friends. The girl says, I have pounds and pence saved in my bank. So again, we're thinking about what is that missing amount? Who can remember what this symbol means? Less than, well done. So less than our friend, who the boy says, I have £9 and 99 pence saved in my bank. So again, same value, but this time we're thinking about what could be less than that amount. So please pause the video here to think of an example, but of course there are many possibilities. Well done, Year 2. So I'm going to share an example with you. I have saved £2 and 75 pence in my bank, as that's less than £9 and 99 pence. Well done, Year 2. Okay, so on your screen now, you can see the step 3 questions to solve in your book. So 3A involves drawing money to make the statement correct, And 3B involves writing the inequality symbols to compare the amounts. Of course, on this last question here, you will need to find the total of each amount on either side of the missing symbol. So please pause the video here to complete these questions. Well done for flying high today, Year 2. I am so proud of you. So on your screen now, you can see the answers so that you can review your learning. Well done, Year 2. I'm really looking forward to continuing to learn all about money when we come together in school next week. Well done, Year 2. I'm so proud of all the effort that you have put into learning this at home.